my block of flats just there. And then there's a block of flats next door to that. And then there's a fire. This black stuff is ash. My friend is around the corner at his place, can't get out, hosing the place down. There's a major fire up the road there, another one behind us. Hardly breathe for the smoke, power's off at my place. What do you do? What do you do? This is what it looks like when a bushfire has been through. The ground still smells. It's so acrid. I'm used to the smell of this smoke from living in Tankari, where there's been fires around us for about a month. But the ground here is all charred. I'm barefoot. It's not hot anymore, but there are embers underneath the ground that are still kind of smouldering. So there were 50 people gathered here when the tsunami came. Some of those who could ran to the roof, and 10 people, by staying on the roof of those 50, survived. The 40 other people did not. The speed of the wave was 100 kilometers an hour. So して人がここからそれを見れたのは本当すぐそこの建物がくしゃっとなった瞬間からなので。So what people would have been seeing here is not only this force coming at them of water, but all of the buildings and materials that it's already collected and gathered. It would have been absolutely horrifying to see what was coming. Like, this is at a point where the tsunami is in vision, where the wave is in sight. There's no escaping. So if you hadn't gotten far enough away, which many people didn't, they stayed here or they stayed on the first floor and thought we would be safe, there then is no time. So they would have seen what was coming at them. I think it's important to remember that Iwate Prefecture, of which Morioka is the largest city, I believe, featured many towns that were ravaged by the earthquake and tsunami. So you see these signs, Gambaro Iwate, Genki desu Morioka, which means never give up Iwate, and Morioka is well. It's really sad if you stop to think about what lies beneath here. Probably everyone who lives in this city would know someone who was affected by the tsunami or have someone in their family in some way, shape or form. That's only 3 years ago. There would have been a great sense of tragedy here. And yet this kind of beauty, like the park behind me, still goes on and people eat their noodles, of which I'm going to now go and try jajamen, which is a local specialty. If I can find it somewhere near here. I'm a travel writer, I should be able to find it. Look at this tree. So I met these people randomly and we're having a lesson of Akita dialect. So here we go. So もう一度豆寺がという意味は普通の日本語でどういう意味ですか？元気ですか？元気ですか？豆寺があとはおはようございます。
おはえんせ
おはえんせもう一つ。
何歳になりましたか？
何歳になりましたかは
なんぼなった
なんぼ
なった
なったなんぼなったで37歳です。Same year. ありがとうございます。That was so cool. It was really fun, really funny. I was able to communicate easily. They gave me a beer and some noodles. One of the dudes who was really, really funny and was just being fun kept saying, I'm gay, I'm gay. Hi, I'm gay. And then they asked me which of the women in the room I liked. So I'm wondering if I had have just said, oh, I'm gay too, if they would have been as friendly to me. These assumptions, you know. Overlooking a cascading river. It's about 18 degrees outside the bath and it's pretty warm, 40 degrees in. It's a really special kind of a treat at the end of the day. And it's awesome value. It's about $160 I paid for tonight to stay by myself. The kaiseki dinner was fantastic, really good. Service has been excellent, breakfast is included. It's in a beautiful secluded location in Akita Prefecture. There's about 6 other hot springs around, but no one within striking distance, no main street so to speak. And many other hot springs in Japan, you have to have 2 people staying, so they'll charge you, double the price if you want to stay alone. This place allows single travelers, which is really nice. おりとり石垣島のサンセットビーチへ Welcome to Sunset Beach on Ishigaki Island in the Yaeyama Shoto group of islands of Okinawa Prefecture. This is at the north of the island. It's about an hour drive from Ishigaki town. It reminds me of the Bay of Islands in New Zealand and Foster in New South Wales a little bit, but more remote, more tropical, very beautiful. If you come here early in the morning and at high tide, you'll have this kind of experience that I'm so happy to be enjoying, where there's really no crowds. The water is nice and deep. It's so clear I can see fish swimming around me. I feel very blessed and lucky to have this job and to have been able to visit such a beautiful and remote place. Here I are at Mundi Lookout, which is 30 kilometers outside Broken Hill, and it's said that I can't observe the phenomenon quite right now, but that you can see the curvature of the earth from here, and you can see as far as the South Australia border. It's quite stunning. That's the view beyond me. Coming at you from Broken Hill, where I'm about to fulfill a childhood dream of riding on the Indian Pacific. It's very exciting. I'd show you the tiny cabin, but my mother is sitting to the left of me and she's... No, you don't have to go anywhere. She's averse to Instagram and Facebook, so I'll keep her out of it. So cool, it's so remote. I'm between Wells and Ely, which is in northeastern Nevada, and it's like a little one-horse town. The little store says it's open, but it's not open. There's nobody here. Just these beautiful mountains and this highway that stretches on and on. I'm standing in the middle of the loneliest road in America in a snowstorm. Wow. I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it today, so long story boring, I took the risk. I came out. I'm gonna make it to my destination. We had a little bit of hairy driving just outside Austin, and I'm heading on to Fallon, and I can't believe how much the colors of the landscape have changed with the snow blowing through. It's so beautiful, and probably one of the best things or the best drives I've ever done. I'm all good, thanks mate. Just got friendly cowboy stop to make sure I was okay. So I shouldn't be standing on the side of the road. It's freezing. This strange looking area here is an execution site where prisoners or inmates who showed resistance to the SS were murdered in secret. So there's the prison and barracks and stuff, and many of them were just killed from working too hard, etc. But I guess the rowdy ones like me would have been brought here and hanged or shot. It's a very funny feeling walking into the space. Today it's filled with dragonflies. Don't really like being in here, so I'm going to leave. Tell you what, it puts all of your troubles in perspective. I had a message from my dear friend Daniel, who suffered at the hands of a brain aneurysm and still does, but survived. And he messaged on Facebook in response to one of the pictures I took yesterday that I'm so lucky to be here. And yesterday, after 4 days of not having any identification, my passport, very much cash or any credit cards, and a lot of things that I have to do for work, and a lot of stuff I have to organise, and a lot of uncertainty about whether I will be able to get out of the country on time and all of that kind of stuff. I was feeling pretty vulnerable and sad. And after Daniel's message this morning, and then coming here as a free man on a beautiful spring day in another country, enjoying the freedom to explore and being, you know, this is my job, being paid to do this, is it's very gratifying. We should always remember what we have instead of focusing on what we don't have. Let's get out of here. In the interest of, what's it called again? Social distancing? Self-isolation. I don't like social distancing as a term, but more about that later. This is my birthday hug from my mum to me. Because we're doing the right thing for the people. Bye, Mum.
Bye, darling.
Love you, Mum.
Love you,